Instagram. I just wanted to hop on and share my story of coming out of the spiritual closet, because this is why I created this program, the Lightworkers Leadership Program. When I first started having awakening symptoms, I had no freaking clue what was happening to me for like a year. It just wasn't a thing 5 years ago. There weren't like 1 million YouTube videos. And I remember literally standing in the coffee shop where I was working and looking up at the TV and having this epiphany, like, oh, what's happening to me is like a thing. I'm having symptoms of a collective awakening, and it just totally changed my life to have that label slapped on what was happening to me, because I was having these crazy symptoms where like my body was physically tired. I couldn't sustain like a full day's work, so I ended up doing like a part-time job for a couple of months there while I was really like adjusting to the symptoms of having more energy flowing through my body and awakening my psychic gift. So this is why I created this program. If I had had something like this where there was a group of people supporting me and reflecting back to me that what I was experiencing was normal, and that what was emerging for me was actually a gift and not what it felt like was I was losing my mind, really. And I felt like I didn't have control over my moods or my body, unlike anything I had experienced before, you know. For the first 10 years of my career, I had like a totally normal career. I was a real estate agent. I had a 6-figure business. I really allowed that to just slip away from underneath me because of this awakening process. I started seeing repeating numbers all the time. I started having synchronicities happen every day, where it was like I would think of something and then it would happen in my reality. It was totally inexplicable. And for the first year, I swear, I had no idea what was going on with me. I went to go see a therapist. I had him test me, or I asked him to test me to see if I was hallucinating. And he confirmed for me that I was having, like a psychic awakening. So the reason I created the reason I do anything I do is because I don't want anyone to feel the way that I did. There's so much healing that's involved with going through an awakening process. And honestly, if I had started making money earlier on in my journey with my gifts, I would have been a lot happier. But I had to sort of like be in society for like 3 more years after my awakening process, trying to do like a regular job, and it just didn't suit me. I felt horrible being in a 9-to-5 job, and it really didn't work with my body rhythms. And now, having a lot of my time free and doing the work that I'm actually called to do is so much easier on my mind, body, and spirit. It actually was the key to unlock my wellness, because frankly, like, I had been drinking green juices, I had been working out every day, I had been reading everything that everyone said in the wellness industry about how to heal your gut and your body. But while I was in a job that I hated, I had rashes, I was overeating, I was just overstimulated in general and feeling exhausted all the time. And I ended up going to a lot of doctors again and getting my thyroid checked. But as soon as I left my job, all of those symptoms faded away for me. And it does make such a huge difference. But I just didn't know where to start when I was starting out on my awakening journey. I was totally broke 4 years ago. I was literally just like $200 in my bank account was amazing for me. And so like over the last 3 years, I've collected so much knowledge on just stepping into your worth as a light worker, owning your shit when you're good at what you do, and actually putting yourself out there and asking for the sale. So what I'm offering now is just a combination of what I've collected as an entrepreneur over the last decade. I had my own successful business, and then I worked at 3 different startups in the wellness and sustainability industry for 3 years. And now, in my light work, I hope to support people who want to start their own business online. this is definitely the time. What's amazing about having an online business is that you can really leverage your time well on multiple platforms with your marketing work, and you can provide such a deep service to people, online and via Zoom. And even when I started my business back in August, I was seeing clients in person, and I was traveling to like a half hour to see them and a half hour back because that's what I thought I had to do. But thankfully, thanks, Brennan. Thankfully, with the, shift of the pandemic, I just threw myself into learning everything I needed to learn for online business. And it's gone pretty well. So I want to share this knowledge with you. And if you're watching, tell me where you're watching from. I'm in Brooklyn, New York. It's Friday at 6 p.m. I've been creating on TikTok today, which has been fun. But I want to hear from you. Where are you in your journey of spiritual awakening? What's going on with you? How can I be of service? I've started a free Facebook group. It's called Leaders of the Love Revolution. I truly believe that's the era that we're in right now. It's the era of both self-love and of leading from love. And so if you identify as someone with a message or a story, if you've been through something, if you've healed something, and you want to turn around and help other people, this is the time to really step into your gift and own it and start your own business. We're not in the age of like having to get certified or like going to pay $10,000 to get like a coaching degree. Like if you are good at what you do, if people are already asking you for advice, what you need is training in sales and training in marketing so that you can actually just put yourself out there to start turning what you already do into a job. And this is a huge shift for me. I thought what I did my whole life was just like the thing that I did. Like people always came to me to ask me for advice and I would help them. But when I saw a YouTube video that was like, the thing you've been doing your whole life is probably your purpose, it changed everything for me. That's when I started researching like what is a life coach and, what is an intuitive coach. And truly the thing I've been doing my whole life is actually what I get paid for right now. And I'm good at it because I've been doing it my whole life. And I assert that the thing that you were born with, the gift that you were born in the world with, is not something you can truly learn in school. You can learn skills to support it. But I really do think that the most important thing, if you are in the business of energy healing work or intuitive work, is just having the skill set to be able to put yourself out there online with confidence and be able to share your gift in exchange for income. I know in the spiritual industry, it can be very hard to think about asking for money for your gift or for your light work. And I was in that scarcity mode 4 years ago when I first started to give readings. But I can tell you that your work, your light, your gift, it changes people's lives. So you should get paid for it. It's like there are a lot of people in the world who get paid to do very, very little in terms of moving the needle in other people's lives. So why wouldn't you be able to receive money for your truest gift and for your light work? And so I really see this all the time, and it bothers me, and I want you to feel abundant in what you do. And, when I teach about abundance and, earning money for what you do, it is not that woo-woo, honestly. Like I had to learn that kind of the hard way because I tanked my business and I collected a good amount of debt from letting my real estate business go under. And that debt was a great invitation to learn how to actually work with money and understand that money is the grounding principle. It's like a good reflection as to where we're at in terms of feet being on the ground. And once you sort of establish that knowledge and relationship, you can understand how to sort of use your gift in the world in a way that's much more effective, I think. I grew up listening to Abraham Hicks and all of these new age principles. It's like, it's in my blood. But when it comes to running a business, I think what's perfect is you get to use your creativity, but also match it with grounded principles that look like actually doing the action instead of sitting in meditation and trying to manifest what it is that's coming through. I do deep subconscious work plus inspired action. That's basically my philosophy and model, and that's what's worked for me to help me get to this place where I have everything I need. I'm not living in scarcity anymore. So I will leave you with that. I would love to see you in my Lightworkers Leadership Program. Please check out the page. We start July 28th. It is an 8-week program, comprehensive online business training, the support of 12 people who are going to make sure that you're held accountable to putting your work out there online, start to share your gift on a regular basis, call in your first clients. 8 classes over 8 weeks starting July 28th, and you will be up and running and ready to go. And if you have questions, there is a free discovery call booking link in the sales page. So please check it out, and I would love to chat with you about it. Everybody have a great Friday. Take care.